Hi, today we're learning about each different type of monster in different movies, anime, TV show, and games. Let's get started. Sackboy. He's a little type of doll from Pikmin, and his height is 8 centimeters and 3.1 inches tall. Pikachu. He's the main character of Pokemon, and his height is zero point 0.4 meters and 1.3 feet tall. Headcrab. He's a crab from Half-Life, and its length is 60 centimeters and 23.6 inches long. Mike Wazowski. He's the main character of Monsters Inc. He's also Sully's friend, and his height is 1.14 meter and 0.96 feet tall. Gremlin. He is the main antagonist of the Gremlins movie, and his height is 1 meter and 3.3 feet tall. Murloc. He's the character of World of Warcraft, and his height is 1.2 meters and 3.9 feet tall. Creeper. He is one green scary character of Minecraft, and his height is 1.7 meters and 5.6 feet tall. Lord Voldemort. He is the main antagonist of Harry Potter, and his height is 1.8 meters and 5.9 feet tall. T-880. He's a robot from Terminator, and his height is 1.88 meters and 6.2 feet tall. Pennywise. He's the main antagonist of It. He also kills people and stuff, and his height is 1.9 meters and 6.2 feet tall, same as the other guy. Tocho. He's a type of monster that has two bunnies on top from My Neighbor Totoro, and his height is 2 meters and 6.6 feet tall. Warrior Bug. He's type of a bug from Starship Troopers, and his height is 2 meters and 6.6 feet tall. The sizes are increasing now. Pyramid Head. He's like to say the main antagonist of Silent Hill, and his height is 2.1 meters and 6.9 feet tall. Hellboy. He's like to say kind of like a main protagonist, and his height is 2.1 meters and 6.9 feet tall. Venom. He's the main antagonist of Marvel, the Spider-Man movie. He's like to say a monster version of Spider-Man, and his height is 2.13 meters and 7 feet tall. Cartoon Cat. Trevor Henderson. His height is 2.13 meters and 7 feet tall. Predator. He's the main antagonist of Predator, and his height is 2.18 meters and 7.2 feet tall. James B. Sullivan. He's the main protagonist of Monsters Inc. He even also accidentally scared a little girl, and his height is 2.3 meters and 7.5 feet tall. Now we're going to go to the giant monsters. Night Fury. He's a character of How to Train Your Dragon, and his length is 8.74 meters and 28.7 feet tall. I mean long. Bowser. I know this guy. He's the main antagonist of Super Mario. His height is 2.62 meters and 8.6 feet tall. Demogorgon. He's like to say the secondary antagonist of Stranger Things, and his height is 2.7 meters and 8.9 feet tall. Now we're going to the mountains, bruh. Let's get to the next character now, bruh. Carnage. He's like to say a monster version of Venom plus Spider-Man, and his height is 2.74 meters and 9 feet tall. Norga. He's like to say eight-hand diver Scylla. He's like to say angel from Jujutsu Kaisen, and his height is 3.6 meters and 11.8 feet tall. Zod. He's like to say a bull from Berserk, and his height is 4 meters and 13.1 feet tall. Now the weird looking creature over there, the country road creature, he's like to say a monkey from Trevor Henderson, and his height is 5 meters and 16.4 feet tall. Huggy Wuggy. He's like to say a happy character from Poppy Playtime. He likes to shake people's hands, and his height is 5.1 meters and 17 feet tall. Deathclaw, Fallout. His height is 6 meters and 19.7 feet tall. It's just so embarrassing. Super Mutant. He's a character from Fallout, and his height is 6 meters and 19.7 feet tall. Dice Rex. I know this guy. He's the main antagonist of Jurassic World Rebirth, and his height is 8 meters and 26.2 feet tall. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Gokuetsu. He's like to say a four-eyed monster from One Punch Man, and his height is 9 meters and 29.5 feet tall. Oh yes. The Fudge. He's like to say a scary looking monster from the amazing digital circus that drove Ragatha, Pomni, Jax, Gangle, Zubul, and Kinger to the princess's kingdom. And his height is 10 meters and 32.8 feet tall. Oh, yes. The Corpser. He's a creepy looking creature from Gears of War. His height is 12 meters and 39.4 feet tall. Siren Head. He's like to say a siren from Trevor Henderson. His height is 12.2 meters and 40 feet tall. Now we're getting ginormously. Now they're getting so small. Narwa. He's like to say a snake dragon from Monster Hunter, and his length is 39 meters and 127.9 feet tall. Dragon. He's a dragon from Ark Survival, Ascend from any Ark Survival except for Aquatica. He's like to say a purple dragon, and his height is 26 meters and 85.3 feet tall. That was unexpectedly. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's like to say a giant marshmallow looking monster from Ghostbusters, and his height is 34.3 meters and 112.5 feet tall. Gamora. He's like a dinosaur, a triceratops from Ultraman, and his height is 40 meters and 131 feet tall. Now the tripod. He's a robot-looking monster from and his height is 45 meters and 148 feet tall. Now we're going up the air and back down to the bottom. Red Death. He's a character of How to Train Your Dragon. And his length is 120 meters and 39.7 feet long. Are you dead, Jorn? He's like to say a bumblebee from Dragon Ball Z. He's like to say a standing up bee, and his height is 50 meters and 164 feet tall. Godzilla -1. He's a giant Godzilla from Godzilla -1. His tectonic plates might go up higher and higher, and his height is 50.1 meters and 164.4 feet tall. Colossal Titan. He's like to say a human with no skin, a giant human with no skin from Attack on Titan, and his height is 60 meters and 170 feet tall. Mothra. He's a type of moth from Godzilla, but humongous. His length is 65 meters and 213 feet tall. Yo, so good. He's a character of Conan Exile. He's like to say a flying octopus, and his height is 68 meters and 22.3 feet tall. Wait, no. Oh yes, now we're getting even ginormous. Ancient King. He's like to say an old looking dinosaur guy from One Punch Man, and his height is 90 meters and 293.5 feet tall. He's a character from Gamera, a flying octopus from Gamera. His height is 99 meters and 324.8 feet tall. King Kong. He's like to say a giant Godzilla with a axe on his hand, and his height is 104 meters and 340 feet tall. Godzilla 2019? Yeah. He's the main character of Godzilla King of Monsters, and he fights King Kong. And his height is 120 meters and 393.7 feet tall. 170,000-year-old Magisisada adult. He's like to say a humongous Sisada from One Punch Man. He's like to say almost like a giant looking bee. So his height is 135 meters and 442.9 feet tall. Zora Madagos. He is like to say a giant beast from Monster Hunter, and his height is 140 meters tall. Damn, this guy's actually like to say my house size. King Titan. He's like to say a character from Ark Survival. He's like to say the biggest character from Ark Survival until Ark Aquatica released. His height is 150 meters tall and 492.1 feet tall. King Ghidorah. He's actually a three-headed hydra-looking dragon from Godzilla, and his height is 158.8 meters and 521 feet tall. Damn, this guy's actually getting so humongous. Shivel! He's actually the main antagonist that this Car King rode on in Godzilla 2024 movie, the New Empire, and its height is 162.5 meters and 533 feet tall. Slattern. He's from Pacific Rim, and his height is 181.66 meters and 596 feet tall. We're getting humongous. Now the ginormous characters that's above my size. The Lavender. He's like to say the biggest character of Monster Hunter. Even though Monster Hunter was released, he's still the biggest character. And his length is 440 meters and 1,443.6 feet long. This guy's also kind of long than my shoes. The Mind Flayer. He's actually a character from Stranger Things, and his height is 183 meters and 600 feet tall. That's a human looking at it. Leviathan. He's actually a monster that comes out from the ocean in Mass Effect, and his height is 450 meters and 1,476 feet tall. Chronos. He's like to say a fire looking guy from Wrath of the Titans, and his height is 450 meters and 1,476 feet tall. Now the other Chronos. He's like to say the biggest character from God of War, and his height is 487 meters and 1,600 feet tall. Celestial. He's like to say a elementic guy from Marvel, and his height is 610 meters and 200 feet tall. Damn, we're getting humongous. Now the sea monsters are here. El Gran Maja. He's like to say a giant smiley looking snake that his length is 675 meters and 2,214 feet long. Oh yes, I know this guy. I've seen him in my latest other videos. Vulcanitis. He's like to say a giant looking snake from Ark Survival Aquatica, and his length is 860 meters and 2,821.5 feet tall. I mean long. Once this 900 meters and 2,953 feet long. Now we're going to the 1 kilometer characters. Giant snowman. An angry looking humongous snowman from One Punch Man, and his height is 1 kilometers and 0.6 miles tall. Sahakwal. He's like a she's like a bird from Evangelion, and she flies, and her width is 2 kilometers and 6,562 feet high. Now back to the biggest monsters of all time. Trevor Henderson, baby. Day 17. He's like to say a rhinoceros from Trevor Henderson, and his height is 5 kilometers and 3.1 miles tall. He's like to say a humongous snake from Subnautica, and his length is 5 kilometers and 3.1 miles long. This guy's almost long as a linebacker. Cloverfield. He's a character from Clover Adult Paradox, and his height is 2.4 kilometers and 1.5 miles tall. It's getting so humongous. Now, the final character in this Earth, Riftworm. He is a character from Gears of War. He's like to say a humongous, scary looking worm from Gears of War. And his length is 14 kilometers and 9.9 miles long. Now we're going to space. Blast off. Now we're in space, baby. Zunisha. He's like to say a humongous elephant from One Piece, and his height is 35 kilometers and 21.7 miles tall. Snake King. He's the mother snake from Toriko, and his length is 22.220,000 kilometers and 136,702 miles long. Breton Moons. He's like to say a giant jellyfish from Dead Space, and his diameter is 3,200 kilometers and 1,998 miles rounded. I go to Living Planet. He's like to say an angry looking old planet from Marvel, and his diameter is 6,700 kilometers and 4,163 miles rounded. Ranganawisen. He's like to say a giant looking fat character from Azura Wrath, and his height is 13,000 kilometers and 8,077 miles tall. It was unexpected. Now we have a giant tongue looking creature, and his name is Remina. He's like to say a giant looking planet with his tongue sticking out from Hellister Remina, and his diameter is 550 kilometers and 31,068 miles rounded. Now we're getting smaller. The living terminal. He's like to say a giant looking yellow guy from Marvel, and his height is 800,000 kilometers and 497,096 miles tall. SCP-3485. He's like a lobster looking guy from SCP Foundation, and his length is 1,570,000 kilometers and 975,533 miles long. Now, this is one thing from the Godzilla movie. Now we're getting humongous. The Milky Way galaxy. Its length is 120, thousand light years long. Now this is the next character, the giant character from Dragon Ball. Guess who it is? In the comments. Super Shenron. He's like to say a scary looking dragon from Dragon Ball Z, and the length, I don't have any ideas. Now we're getting even bigger, even bigger. Now the tiny looking lobster is now small because we're getting humongous. And now guess who's this guy? This guy is like to say the anti-spiral from Tenjin Topper Gurren Lagann, and his height is 10,000 kilometers and 6,13711 and 922 miles tall. This guy's so humongous. Now see, we have the humongous character of all time, Grams Burma. He's the biggest character of all time from Tenjin Toppa Gurren Lagann. And his height is 528 million light years. Now that's all for the size comparison. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and comment to Dragon Warrior. Bye everybody. Have a nice day.